Hello, everyone. Well, we're going to be bringing some different content to you today. Since we're waiting for Pixelborn to update their kind of software, so it can include both Ariel and Anna, the two new cards that have been released. So while we wait for that, and when the update comes, I'll definitely record some gameplay featuring these new cards that just was revealed. We'll just be talking today about my initial thoughts of these cards. And so let's see how they go. So let's talk about Anna first. So Anna is a 4 ink inkable amethyst card. And she's 2/4 that quests for 2 lore and has the ability Loving Heart. When you play this character, if you have a character named Elsa in play, choose an opposing character. The chosen character doesn't ready at the start of your next turn. So right off the bat, this sounds like a generic 2/4 for 4 that quests for 2 lore. If there's no abilities associated with it, let's take a look in Amethyst. So if we take a look at some of these other cards here, you can see that we have a 4-drop uninkable 0/4 with Challenger and Rush 2 lore. What else might be equivalent here? Mickey, which is a 3/4 with some abilities and that can quest for 2. And that's really about it. So I would say, in general, a vanilla 4 ink 2/4 that quests for 2 lore isn't super overwhelming. It's not super good. However, with its ability, now we're talking about you're probably going to want to include Anna only in decks that you're also going to be playing Elsa in. So what sorts of decks are those? What decks would you really want to include Elsa in? And right now, it seems like the archetype is much more controlling. So you want Elsa in decks that have either the Pocket Watch or Rush characters like Rafiki or Zeus. If I can find Zeus. Zeus. And so that way you can tap down their character, run in Rafiki into it to kill it, run a Zeus into it to kill it, right? So normally the gameplay would be you use so if you and notably Anna requires Elsa to be already on the board. So I'm just thinking about use cases here where Elsa is on the board. Opponent has some characters that you probably want to use Elsa to tap down in order to kind of run one of your rush characters in and kill it. So normally in a control type deck, you just tap Elsa to tap one of your opponent's characters and then run something in to kill it. And if that's the only thing on their side of the board, then Elsa's pretty safe. Your opponent doesn't have anything to challenge into Elsa. So now, why would Anna be useful? So in the cases where if you tap a character down, but you don't have enough firepower to kill that character, having Anna means that then you can play the Anna, and that character will remain tapped for at least for 1 extra turn. Seems a bit of a stretch to use Anna in that case. The more relevant case I can think of is when opponent has 2 characters. Let's say opponent has a character that they quested with. So let's say the board state is you have an Elsa on board, your opponent has a character on board, and it's your opponent's turn. They quest with that character and play out a second character. So now what you might end up doing is you tap down the character that your opponent just played with Elsa, use Anna to keep one of them tapped for an extra turn, and then somehow figure out a way to kill the other character. Um, but I think in that case, it's kind of just delays it. It buys you some more time, which can be very useful. Like Anna is a very much a time buying card, but I feel like it's not super overwhelming. Like nothing like the power level of grab your swords or something like that that just can like make a huge impact on the game board. It certainly can be useful in kind of control-y type archetypes, but I would say on a scale of like 1 to 10 for how good she is, how impactful, probably between a 3 and a 4. That's my initial thoughts for Anna. And I would love to try her out in some decks and see I guess how she ends up doing really. And who knows, maybe she will blow my mind and be an amazing tempo swing, keep your opponent's cards tapped down or something like that. But I feel like she kind of just buys you one more turn, kind of. Your opponent will realize what you're up to. So yeah, I think I can only rate her about a 3-ish. Okay, so that is my thoughts on Anna. Now Ariel. Um, let's see. So Ariel is a 3-drop. Normally 2/3 for one lore with 2 abilities. One is Singer 5, so that means that she can sing songs as if she were 5 cost. And she also has musical debut. When you play this character, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a song card and put it in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So, kind of contrary to Anna, Ariel seems to be just an amazing card. At the very least, if you play with songs in mind, and if you can draw a song off the top 4 cards of your deck, she replaces herself. So she is like a Maleficent there, and with some upside, right? Better stats than Maleficent, and can sing 5 card songs. So the first thing I'm gonna do is really take a look at comparisons as a vanilla. Though I think honestly, a 3 cost 2/3 vanilla isn't bad. So for example, we have a two cost 2/3 with bodyguard here. So which is obviously better than Ariel, but in a vacuum, like 3 cost 3/3 with some upsides. 2 cost 2/3, 3 cost 3/3 that quests for 2. Um, yeah, I'd say slightly below average if she were just a normal 3 cost 2/3 request for 1. So, but having said that, right now let's take a look at um songs. So let's take a look at all songs that we have currently. I would say we can safely ignore all of these 3 or 2 cost songs because any 2-drop or 3-drop can sing those. So now where she will really shine is if you can sing Grab Your Swords or Let It Go with her. So, having said that, what sort of deck would she go into well? I think she could probably go into both. Amber Sapphire has always been kind of a thing. But I think I would lean more towards the Amber Steel archetypes there. So let's take a look at Steel, Amber Steel. So Amber Steel. So pretty much, if we wanted to build a deck kind of centered around Ariel and Grab Your Swords, what would that sort of look like? Honestly, we're probably going to be running way too many high incosts to be playing any sort of Stitch archetype. The Princess archetype can be pretty good. What would be the value in being able to maybe sing twice with Unreal if you can get one out? I mean, it's pretty rare that you're gonna have 2 Grab Your Swords in hand to be able to sing. Or what other songs would be good in this grouping? We got Part of Your World. So that can be recursion. We got and then we got what was the two cuss song? What is it? Be Our Guest. To search out cards. So they're not necessarily card advantage. They're more card draw or just like filtering. So I'm thinking if we play with Ariel, grab your sword, be our guest, and part of your world. We got the ability to search out for certain cards that we need to win, right? Um, but what would be really the win condition for a deck like this? Trying to get to Maui, it's a bit slow for Amber Steel. Grabbing the answers from Tinkerbell, like, just kind of feels like continued removal, which we could try to do some sort of bodyguard. Bodyguard might be fun, right? Um, I think I would lean more towards that. So here, if we uh, were to create some sort of deck, it would probably be an Ariel, Tinkerbell, just because Tinkerbell's so good. Goofy, with Mickey Mouse, probably Smash or Fire the Cannons and Captain Hook. Probably Hades. Beast's Mirror, just for card draw. Tinkerbell to shift into Tink. And then would no Hades villain deck wouldn't work with. Yeah, and then probably some sort of Simba or Moana probably type deck. So let's see if we can kind of. Oh, we can't really build a deck for some reason. This isn't loading on my browser, but yeah. So I think those are my thoughts in general for Ariel. And the new cards. They'll be really interesting and fun to play with and try out. And I would say with the inclusion of some of these really cool um cards, it definitely feels like um there's more viable metas and archetypes and things we can run to, like, before Genie was like really good, Stitch was really good. Now I feel like there's a lot more viable decks. You can surprise your opponents with some cards, some combo plays, all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Hope you guys are excited about potentially some more upcoming card reveals in the future. Bye.